Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Charles, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. Now, today we have another interesting episode for you guys, another Jordan video. I'm sure you guys are going to enjoy it, so make sure you go ahead and like the video and subscribe to the channel. Now, one of the arguments I've heard that some people try to use against Michael Jordan's GOAT status is the stats argument. Right? People like to bring up X, Y, and Z stat and basically try to come up with all of these stats to say why so-and-so person is better than Michael Jordan. And usually people that do that, usually people that try to make these arguments have realized, I believe, that they can't come up with anything to say about his game, his impact, or his accomplishments. So since they know that they can't take their favorite player and put him head to head, since they know their favorite player can't go head to head with Michael Jordan, what they do is they try to look for these kind of obscure, obtuse, sometimes even silly arguments to try to make a debate, because they know if they argue on a basic level, on a fundamental level, on a logical level, on an ABC level, that it's a stupid debate to be having. So they know that, and therefore they have to come up with all of these kind of weird kind of arguments in order to get people to kind of, well, when you think about it, no, that's usually how they try to make, these type of silly arguments. And just this morning, I was doing some research. And as I was doing some research, I stumbled upon an article from fadeawayworld.net. And in that article, they had Tim Grover. Now, all of you know who Tim Grover is. He's the former trainer of Michael Jordan. And he also worked with Dwayne Wade. And I believe he also worked with Kobe Bryant, right? And he wrote, I think he wrote about this in his book. And they've even talked about his book on shows like Undisputed, right? So he's a very, very famous, I mean, you work with you're Michael Jordan's trainer. Everybody's going to listen to you when it comes to the world of athleticism and fitness and nutrition and all of that, right? So Tim Grover, he's a big deal. And anyway, I was watching this video of Tim Grover, and actually I think on his Instagram page, and basically Tim Grover exposes what Michael Jordan really thought about stat chasing. But before we go any further, this video is brought to you by Aura, the sponsor of this video and the official sponsor of the Minnesota Timberwolves. Do you know what the fastest growing crime in America is today? It's identity theft. Imagine trying to log into your email only to see that your password has been changed. Then you start getting weird notifications from your bank and credit cards only to find out that all of your personal and sensitive information has been totally compromised. If you think it can happen to you and your family, just know that in 2020, over 49 million Americans were victims to identity theft, costing them a combined $56 billion. That is why we are excited to partner with Aura, who's the sponsor of this video. Aura is the #1 identity theft and financial fraud protection. Aura monitors the dark web and alerts you if any of your passwords and accounts have been breached. And funny enough, after using Aura, I discovered some of my credentials were floating around in the dark web, and the app showed me exactly when and where the breach happened. In addition, Aura allows you to set spending alerts, and they'll notify you of any suspicious transactions. Aura is 4 times faster than any of its competitors in alerting you if someone is trying to open a credit card or obtain a loan using your name. And remember this, every 14 seconds, someone becomes a victim of identity fraud. Don't let it happen to you. Now click the link in the description and try Aura for free for 2 weeks and see if any of you or your family's personal information has been compromised. Start your free trial at aura.com/dreamerspro. And when you try Aura, by using the link in the description below, also know that you're supporting this channel. Thank you. Now, let me play what Tim Grover had to say about what Michael Jordan thought about chasing stats. Take a listen to that and we'll come back and react to it. Take a listen to that.
When MJ and I first started, after every basketball game, they'd have, at the end of the game, you get a stat sheet that has how many points you got, how many rebounds, how many assists, all that other stuff. And then MJ was like, never bring me this stat sheet again. Because the only stat sheet I want to see is how many turnovers I had, how many free throws I missed, how many fouls I had. He goes, I'm supposed to score points. I'm supposed to make my teammates better. So I'm supposed to get assists. I'm supposed to rebound. I'm supposed to get to the free throw line. I'm supposed to play defense. These are things I'm not supposed to do. Because I'm not supposed to miss free throws. I'm not supposed to create careless turnovers. I'm not supposed to do stupid fouls. He goes, those are the things that I need to get consistently better at every single day.
So you heard what he had to say. Now, let me tell you why I believe that these comments are profound. I'll tell you why. I believe these comments perfectly exemplify why Michael Jordan was able to be as successful as he was in the sport of basketball. MJ seemed to be transfixed on a singular pursuit. And that pursuit was simply winning. It seemed as if Michael Jordan had a laser focus on eliminating things in his game or within his team or within his organization that would hinder the Chicago Bulls from winning. I think Jordan spent more time focusing on on being a winner than instead of trying to look like you're a winner. Let me expand a little bit further. Jordan's focus seemed to be on what can I do every single day to ensure that I'm doing the best that I can to get the best out of myself, to make sure I'm the best player I can possibly be, which means eliminating mistakes, eliminating turnovers, things that he spoke about. He seemed to be focused on that because, as he said, my job is already to score. I'm already supposed to rebound the ball. So I need to be focusing on those things that even if I'm doing my job at a high level, these things can hinder us from winning. That's a totally different disposition. There's some guys that seem like winners, but in reality, they're not. And they're focused on things that on face value, it would make you think, well, this guy, he's a winner. He's a great player. But in reality, he's not. I'll explain to you guys what I mean. At one point in time, some were saying that James Harden was arguably the most gifted scorer in NBA history. I heard Skip Bayless say it. I think I heard Charles Barkley say it. Some people were saying, like, because when he was scoring, putting up those, when he went on those crazy, I think at one season he averaged like 36 points per game. So it was crazy, right? And because he was dazzling NBA fans with his scoring prowess, we didn't realize that in the midst of all of that scoring, he never even made one NBA Finals appearance. He never even made it to the finals. But we were so enamored with his scoring and these gaudy stats that he was putting up, we forgot that in the pursuit of all of this, he was never winning. He never won a title. He didn't even make an all-defensive second or first team. He didn't do any of that. But the perception around him was he was this great player. That was the perception around him. No one was a better scorer than Michael Jordan, who won 10 championships in a row. But even Michael Jordan himself, he realized that he needed to spend more time focusing on things that made him a winner rather than just being a great scorer or great defensive player. It's a totally different mental state of mind. And this perfectly explains why LeBron fans, for example, spend so much time focusing on stats, but rarely spend any time talking about winning and losing. They weigh players by stats. And Jordan is weighed by winning then stats. That is the fundamental difference. And I'll take it a step further. After listening to these comments, it made me realize why Jordan won so much. It seemed like Jordan's single focus was just winning. And that's what drove him. Not just in basketball, but in every aspect of life. And some people may say, it was a little bit too much. Some people may say, it was excessive, probably because he wanted to beat you at every single thing. But nevertheless, His singular focus was winning. I think winning is what drove him. He didn't need people to talk on his behalf and stick up for him in the media and say how great he is and do all of that. No. The results spoke for themselves. Period. End of story. His only job was, when you show me a stat sheet, show me things that are stopping us from winning. Show me ways that we can clean up our mistakes. I don't care about how many points I scored, he scored, how many rebounds I got. Show me where we need to improve. And let's focus on that. The simplest way to summarize it is Tim Grover basically gave you guys a sneak peek into the mind of a hyper winner. Literally, Jordan was not about participation trophies. He was about winning. And he understood that. It was one of the comments that Kobe Bryant made that caused Nick Wright to go off on him, which was when Kobe was talking about LeBron, when LeBron first got to LA, and he said, it's not about the narrative. You got to find a way to win, which essentially means whether you put up great numbers or not is quite irrelevant. Tracy McGrady put up, there's so many great players that put up great numbers on losing teams. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, we're going to remember you for what you won, at least if we're talking about the professional sport. Whether if it's fair or it's not, that's just how it works. And I think that was Tim Grover's message. He was like, this guy, his disposition was something else. And I think this is just another reason why he's the GOAT, in my personal opinion. Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comment section. Catch you guys on the next episode.